I don't really care if it's a free book or a paid book that we're delivering. We're still delivering the same ebook. So I didn't feel like it was fair for us to take a cut of that sale when we weren't doing the extra work of having to do the sales and manage the money part. So yeah, we do that, and we integrate with several different platforms that you can set up on. Most of our authors use WooCommerce, which is a WordPress plugin, so that they can build it right out on their own site. Others will. Shopify is the largest store in the world after Amazon, and we have a lot of authors and publishers that have set up their entire stores on Shopify. And yeah, it's really simple. People go through it and they buy something on Shopify. Shopify sends a signal to BookFunnel that says, "Hey, this item was purchased," and BookFunnel says, "Oh, I need to deliver an ebook for that." The cool thing about that is that I don't actually care if you sell an ebook. I don't care what you sell. We have authors that sell swag like book bags and coffee mugs and things like that. And they actually have their stores set up to deliver a free short story if you buy a coffee mug. Because BookFunnel just gets the signal and says, "Hey, a coffee mug was purchased, and the author has told me that when this coffee mug is purchased, send the reader this free short story." And BookFunnel goes and delivers the story.
That's a great idea. Okay, one last thing I got to talk about, because I've actually done this. We use BookFunnel on my website and all of our publishing, the Balkan Press sites. But you can, through BookFunnel, you can print download codes onto business cards or whatever you want to, give them to people. They'll be individual. And then instead of just saying, you ought to go buy my book sometime, they've got a download code they can take home and actually get the book, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We built, we called it print codes because that's what we designed it for, even though you can really use it for anything. It's individual one-use codes. What we built it for is exactly what you're talking about, though. I go to conferences now, and authors will come up to me and hand me their business card and turn it over, and there's a BookFunnel code on the back. So a lot of authors have taken to that whatever their free cookie is, they carry around their business cards. And yeah, you go through BookFunnel and you create a batch of print codes. You print them out, put them onto your business cards or your bookmarks or your postcards. And then, you bump into somebody, you try to strike up a conversation. You go, "You know what? I bet you'd like my book. Let me give you a copy." And you hand them a little one-time use code. When they go to the site and they punch in their code and they get their book, that's it. The code is dead. It's gone after that one use. And we have authors that use those for, like I said, they carry them around on their business cards. When they go to conferences, they'll print out postcards, big, beautiful cards of their big book cover. And then just on the back, when you flip it over, it's there. You can go get yourself a copy of the book. And then I have a friend of mine who actually has postcards of all of her books, and she takes her books to farmers markets and craft fairs locally. Her books are kind of local Appalachian, stories and things like that. And she sells them all for $5 a piece. And she makes, good money every weekend taking those books with her, because she she just has them out on a little clapboard. And when people buy them, she hands them a postcard with a BookFunnel code on the back. So she sells them for $5 a piece, and then they go home and they punch in their little code and they get their book.
Yeah, absolutely, Gene. I mean, there've been a million times when, you talk to somebody, tell me you're a writer. "Oh, I'll have to look that up when I get home," but they'll forget. But
right.
If you put a card in their hand with a print code on it, they're going to go get that book.
And they're far more likely than somebody who just randomly happens across your website. And I mean, if you go to most authors' websites, they say, sign up for my list and get, this free book or this free story or whatever. And you will get traffic from that. But you're far more likely to get a reader from somebody that you met in person, that you had an actual personal connection with, and you saw eye to eye, and you said, "You know what? I think you'd really like my book." And you hand them a business card that has your beautiful book cover on it and then a free book on the back. We get into this, authors get into this mindset that everybody out there is just so used to getting tons of free books and nobody ever reads free books and yada, yada, yada. And I've heard that before. And I can tell you from the number of downloads and the number of emails that we get that it's absolutely not true. But we forget that as we're isolated in this little indie publishing world, that most readers have never been given a free book in their entire life.
Sure.
Like we used to pay I'd pay $30 for hardback books as soon as they would come out, and I'd go down to the bookstore and get them, and I'd pay $6 and $7 for the little mass market paperbacks of all the little epic fantasy books that I grew up reading. Nobody ever gave me a free book, not once, not ever. So you meet somebody in real life and you go, "You know what? I think you'd like my book. Let me give you a copy." they're probably going to go home and get that book.
That's just pure genius. Damon, thanks for being on the podcast. We got to get you out to WriterCon sometime. But
yeah, I would love to.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Otto.
Thank you, Damon, again for that terrific interview. And if you're interested in any of what he talked about, go check out BookFunnel on the web. And while you're on the web, go to WriterCon.org because, like I said, early bird pricing ends on June 15. Come join us either in person or virtually and get the information you need, make the contacts you need to move your writing up to the next level, because to me, that's what it's all about. So go to the website and join us for WriterCon. Until next time, remember, you cannot fail if you refuse to quit.